Hi everyone, welcome to this edition of the Broadcast where we give you bite-sized bits of best practices to help you be a better leader and a more effective communicator. I'm your host, Jarrett Bro. Each week we pose a discussion question, and earlier this week we asked this: should you write for the written word or the spoken word? Should you write for the written word or the spoken word? Many of you who are watching the broadcast every week are in public relations. Some of you write newsletters. Some of you write web content. Some of you write for internal audiences. Some of you write for external audiences. Some of you write speeches. Some of you write videos. Which way is the best way? Here are your professional opinions. Dave says it's an interesting topic. Thanks, Dave. He says it always depends on the medium. I for print, ear for video. Most important, deliver the voice of the messenger. Jalissa says it depends on the brand aura and the voice of the company. For example, she says Barbie at Mattel would be for the spoken word, whereas Intel for the written word. Interesting. We're going to come back to that. Peggy says it depends on your communications channels. Daryl says he'd like to write for the audience in the channel he's using. You're seeing a trend? I'm about to disagree with these folks. Nicole says it depends on what you're writing for and for whom you are writing it, and she's used both approaches. Steve, on the other hand, says always write, or he always writes for the spoken word. He believes it brings character and authenticity to a document. He says, and then sadly the lawyers get hold of it. I'm going to agree heavily with Steve. And Hamilton over in San Francisco says in today's world of social media, the spoken word makes more sense to him. He says also in most crisis communications, the spoken word makes it easy to digest. Well, here's Jarrett's opinion on this. I always write for the spoken word, and here is why. If it's for the written word, if the spokesperson needs to use it orally in a speech or in an interview, the language doesn't work. If it is always written for the spoken word, it is pleasant to the mouth, it is pleasant to the ear, and the messages remain consistent. I can't say enough about writing for the spoken word. Keep it simple. Keep in mind that the average person who reads needs to read a lot of information every day, and they need to read at an 8th grade reading level. The eye wants to scan and read the way the ear wants to hear it. When you're reading, do you not hear those words? Do what works best for you, but my professional opinion is write for the spoken word every time. It keeps it casual and it keeps it conversational. It makes communications easy to absorb. For the Broadcast, I'm Jarrett Bro.